Hello, my name is Kathy, and today we will be starting Lesson 8 from the Teach Yourself to Play the Folk Harp book by Sylvia Woods. Okay. In my video called Before You Begin, I go over a lot of details concerning practicing and issues that you may be facing with regards to learning the folk harp. Please review this video to answer many of your questions. This music course continues to pick up even more speed with this lesson, and you will find that you need to spend more and more time with this lesson. This is perfectly normal. However, one of the goals you probably have for yourself with regards to the folk harp is the concept of being able to just sit down with your harp and playing lots of different music for yourself and others' enjoyment. So we will continue on with the modified sight reading as explained in the last few lessons, plus something new. So with this lesson, go back to the pieces from lesson 3 to 7 and play them just once before you begin the material in lesson 8. Do this with each practice session. Just play the pieces from lesson 3 to 7 once before you begin the work on lesson 8. To start this lesson, go over all of the exercises from lessons 1 to 7 before beginning the exercises for lesson 8. In lesson 8, we start to play using more than one note in each hand at a time. A chord is classed as 2 or more notes that are played at the same time. In this lesson, we begin to use 2-note chords that are played with one hand. To begin our exercise for this lesson on page 49 of your book, we practice the concept of playing 2 notes together with one hand, practicing with the right hand as written and then with the left hand an octave lower. Then play both hands together. Our first piece of music for this lesson is called The Christ Child's Lullaby on page 50 of your book. This is a lovely song from the Hebrides Islands that makes full use of the 2-note chord formation in the left hand. Our next piece of music on page 51 of your book is called Cherry Blooms. This is a very famous tune from Japan that introduces 2-note chords in different positions. Our last piece of music for this lesson on page 52 and 53 of your book is entitled St. Anthony's Chorale. This is a famous piece of music by an equally famous composer called Joseph Haydn. It is a stately piece of music that makes use of the 2-note chords extensively, as well as repeat signs and the use of the treble clef in the bass clef position at the end of page 52. This is done to eliminate the necessity of too many ledger lines, thus making it easier to read the music. The bass clef is reintroduced for the last 2 measures of this piece of music. To continue on with our modified sight reading, we will begin to introduce more music from Sylvia Woods' 52 Scottish Songs for All Harps. In this book, each piece of music is arranged for both beginner harp and advanced harp levels. For our purposes, we will begin to learn some of the pieces of music from the easier arrangements of this book to serve as easier and quicker to master pieces of music that can be then placed into the modified sight reading program. How we do this is that you would practice all of lesson 8 normally. If this lesson takes you more than 2 weeks to master, then we would introduce a new piece from that 52 Scottish Songs for All Harps book at the beginning of your 3rd week with this lesson. If it takes you longer than this to master this lesson, then you keep adding 1 new piece each week from the new book. Learn these new pieces of music just as you would your normal lesson music. Clap and count them out, and then learn them hands separately, and then put it all hands together. I'll be making teaching videos on all of the music in the new book, and you can refer to those videos for teaching assistance on each of the pieces. If you need to supplement the last lesson with this supplemental material, then continue on down the list from the new book. This is the order of pieces to learn. Number 1, Auld Lang Syne. the easy arrangement on page 6 of your book. Number 2, Baloo, Ballerie, Ballerie, the easy arrangement on page 10 of your book. Number 3, Bra Bra Lads, the easy arrangement on page 24 of your book. Number 4, Corn Rigs Are Bonny, the easy arrangement on page 32 of your book. Number 5, Dumbarton's Drums, the easy arrangement on page 34 of your book. Number 6, Highland Laddie, the easy arrangement on page 46 of your book. Number 7, I'll a ca in by yon town. I tried. The easy arrangement on 52 of your book, page 52. Number 8, the keel row, the easy arrangement on page 58 of your book. Number 9, Kelvin Grove, the easy arrangement on page 60 of your book. Number 10, Lassie with the Lint White Locks, the easy arrangement on page 64 of your book. Now, if you would also like to supplement the lessons with some Christmas carols from the book 50 Christmas Carols for All Harps by Sylvia Woods, here it is. This is another wonderful book by Sylvia Woods that uses the same format of the easy version and the more advanced version. In this book, the easy version is indicated with a large A at the beginning of the piece. If you choose to supplement the lessons from this book, then this is the list to use, or you can use a combination of both of the books. Anyway, number 1, Away in a Manger, the easy version on page 8 of your book. Number 2, Christ Was Born on Christmas Day, the easy version on page 19 of your book. Number 3, The First Noel, the easy version on page 24 of your book. Number 4, Hark the Herald Angels Sing, the easy version on page 36 of your book. Number 5, The Holly and the Ivy, the easy version on page 40 of your book. Number 6, I Saw Three Ships, the easy version on page 42 of your book. Number 7, Shepherds Hurried to Bethlehem, the easy version on page 73 of your book. Number 8, Silent Night, the easy version on page 74 of your book. Or you can use combinations of both books. So to recap this lesson, first play through all the pieces from lesson 3 to lesson 7 once. Then play any of the pieces from the 52 Scottish Songs book that you learned in previous weeks as part of your modified sight reading program. Then practice all the exercises from lesson 1 through 7 before learning the new exercises from lesson 8. Practice all the pieces from lesson 8. Clap and count out the right and left hand. Then play the pieces hands separately and then hands together. If you're still working on this lesson by week number 3, then start to learn the next piece from the secondary book entitled 52 Scottish Songs for All Harps by Sylvia Woods, or pieces from the 50 Christmas Carols for All Harps book by Sylvia Woods. These new pieces should be quickly learned, and then they're incorporated into the modified sight reading section of your practice time. As discussed in last week's lesson, in order to advance as quickly as possible, it's important to have some really difficult for you to master music and some easier to master music. It is important to have the 2 levels of difficulty incorporated into your regular practice schedules. Hello, this is lesson 8, exercise number 8. Now you'd play this in the right hand, and then the left hand an octave lower, and then hands together. And this is the first piece for this lesson. It's called The Christ Child's Lullaby on page 50 of your book. Excellent! And this is the next piece in this lesson. It's called Cherry Blooms, and it's on page 51 of your book. Excellent! And this is St. Anthony's Chorale from page 52 and 53 of your book. Excellent. Now, to stay up to date with my latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this free YouTube channel by clicking the red subscribe button right below this video. Take care!